Hi, my angels, it's Hailey Reese, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so grateful that you are here, and I do hope that you are having an absolutely incredible morning, afternoon, or night, whatever it is for you when this video finally reaches you. Today's video is one that I am so beyond excited to dive into. It seems as though lately, as we know, there have been a ton of glitches in the matrix or overlapping of realities happening all across the world. But it seems as though recently things have went a step further, and people may be opening portals into these other dimensions or into these parallel realities and jumping in between them with or without realizing. This has been happening more and more as the days go on, and there are so many people talking about this that I felt as though we should discuss it here on my channel and go over one particular family and their experiences that have left me with complete chills and more questions than we really have answers. So with all of that being said, I hope that you guys are just as excited as I am for today's video, because it's going to be an interesting one. Before we get into today's video though, I am so very excited to thank today's video sponsor, June's Journey. If you've been on my channel for a while, you would know that I have absolutely loved June's Journey for years, but even as of lately, wholeheartedly, every single day, Tyler and I have enjoyed playing June's Journey both together and separately, so I am so excited to share June's Journey with you. June's Journey is a hidden object mystery game with a smart, independent female protagonist and a diverse cast of characters. June's Journey has a captivating detective story as you find hidden objects, solve mysteries, and get immersed in the engaging story filled with themes like family, relationships, betrayal, and so much more. In each new scene, June Parker sets on a quest to uncover her family's secrets and to solve her sister's murder. One of my absolute favorite parts has been decorating and designing my own island. I'll show you guys mine here. I have such a vision for it, but also you can join clubs and play with your friends. It's honestly overall just so much fun. June's Journey is available on iOS and Android mobile devices as well as PC. So download June's Journey today by clicking the link at the top of my description or scanning the QR code. I will have everything linked for you down below, and I hope that you guys enjoy playing June's Journey just as much as I do. I wholeheartedly love this game. But with all of that being said, let's get into today's video because as I mentioned, this one is absolutely fascinating. So if you've been on my channel, you guys would know that for years now, I've been sharing how I believe that in the basement of my family home, there was a portal to other dimensions, not only because of our experiences growing up in that house, but also because it was confirmed when a medium had entered our home and immediately went down to the basement to that laundry room explaining that there was a portal there. So it's no secret to me that it is quite possible for people to have portals within their homes. Now, while we had a portal in our home, right, we also had a bunch of paranormal activity and interdimensional activity. We had fairies and gnomes and just all of these different beings that were within our space. However, we never personally, to my knowledge, jumped within this portal to alternate realities, parallel universes, or different dimensions ourselves. It seemed as though these beings were able to enter into our space, but I don't think any of us ever went anywhere else within this particular portal. But lately it seems as though that's exactly what's been happening with people. People are having these experiences where they're experiencing glitch in the matrix like things, and yet as they continue to dig deeper, they're told or they find out that they're jumping between two different realities. Now, whether or not they know that they're doing this depends on each individual's experience. Some people are claiming that they know that they're jumping these dimensions and that they're going to an alternate reality and that they quite enjoy the contrast of seeing both, while others are claiming it's happening unintentionally and they want it to stop. So what might be a telling sign that you've been jumping to a different parallel reality? One of which is that many people are explaining their homes look the same, but there are so many things that are different within it. Perhaps a piece of furniture is in a completely different spot, or the sheets you bought are a different shade of color, or the individuals that are with you may have different memories than you. And these people are claiming that when they have these experiences, experiences, they know that there's a sense of familiarity. They know that it's supposed to be their home, but it's nothing like the one they're used to. Now, certain people are starting to create these rituals, so to speak, to open up these portals and to be able to transport yourself to a parallel reality. And this has become very dangerous for some people who don't know what they're doing with this. We're going to be talking about a family, a woman named Leah, her husband Derek, and their son Logan, and what's been going on with them lately, because this is probably one of the craziest things I've heard in a while. It all started off when Derek went to work one day, and it was an average day for him. He left the house, locked the door, got his coffee. This is very important because he specifically mentioned that he always gets out of his car and goes into the coffee shop to retrieve his coffee. He doesn't go through the drive-thru, which would mean he just shut off his car, went inside, and came back, unlocked his car, started his car again, and kept going. Now, one thing that's really important to know about Derek's car is that it's a push start, meaning the key has to be in the vehicle in order for the vehicle to start. Derek ends up going to work, going through his entire workday, and again, everything felt totally normal, guys. Like, the way he describes this day is like there was nothing out of the ordinary. He ends up leaving work, going back to his car, and reaching for his keys, when he realizes he doesn't have his car keys. They're nowhere to be found. So obviously he assumes he left them up at the office, and he proceeds to go back to the office, head up, and start looking for his keys. And as he's looking for his keys, they're nowhere in sight. Now, he said that he keeps a very clean desk, everything is very organized, and again, the keys are nowhere in sight. He even called upon a couple of coworkers who were still there to come help him look, and nobody could find the keys. Now, this didn't really make sense to him because, again, he'd went to the coffee shop prior to going to work, which would have meant that his keys were in the vehicle with him. But as he got to work, he would have had to have locked the car, because as he attempted to open the car door, the car was indeed locked. But yet the keys were nowhere in sight. He had lost the keys so much that he ended up having to get his car towed and call for someone to pick him up, and he ended up going back home. Now, as his wife lets him into the house and they go inside, hanging right there on their key thing were his set of keys, his only set of keys. But again, how could that be possible when he'd started the car multiple times and even had locked the car? Leah and Derek could not figure out for the life of them how it was possible that he'd left, locked the door of the house, gotten in his car, went to the coffee shop, went to work, and still somehow his keys were left hanging at the house. How does that make any sense? But things would only get stranger when things would start happening for Leah. There was one day where Leah too was at work, and it was a completely regular day. She's going about her business, doing all she has to do, and when the end of the day comes, Leah goes to look for her purse, and her purse is not where she last left it. Leah's keys were also in her purse, and absolutely everything that she had was in her purse, and she starts to panic. But she knows that nobody in her office would steal anything from anyone, so that just wasn't even on the table. And she also knew, though, that she had her purse with her. So she's obviously stressed out, very confused, puts in a note to her boss and lets them know, like, if you find my purse, like, I need to know. And Derek picks her up from work. The two of them head back home, go into the house, and that's when they see, sitting right there, Leah's purse. So now that's two items in like 1 week that the family had somewhere else, and they completely turned up back at the house, even though they hadn't brought them home. One day, Derek recalls coming home from work and noticing that there was almost two of every odd little thing. One thing he described was like there was two of a very specific coffee mug that had been bought for Leah for Mother's Day. It was a Mother's Day coffee mug that they had only bought one of from Logan, but yet there was now two of them. In their living room, there was now two of this vase that Leah had bought not too long ago. In the bedroom, there was extra pillows on the bed that they had not bought. And so Derek goes around and takes photos of all of these things to show Leah when she gets home. And as Leah gets home and Derek goes to show her, there's suddenly only one of everything. One coffee mug, proper amount of pillows, one vase, and the photos from his phone never existed. But you guys, this is the icing on the cake. This is the most unexplainable, bone-chilling aspect of this entire family's experience, if it isn't strange enough already. One day, all of them are hanging out on the weekend. Logan's there. They're all watching TV. And somebody comes and bangs on their door. They go to open up the door, and their dog goes jetting outside and gets hit by a car. Obviously, this is incredibly traumatic for the family. They load the dog in the car, they rush to the vet. It's a traumatic experience, it's heartbreaking, and the vet decides that they need to put the dog down. So the family goes into a separate room and they all mourn the dog. They get together and they quite honestly cry, hug. It's a whole moment. They say goodbye, they sign off that they want the ashes, and they end up going back home. As they walk in the door of their home, you guys, there to greet them is their family dog. Yeah, their family dog is now there to greet them. And the three of them just remembered leaving the vet where they'd said goodbye to this family dog for the last hour and a bit. Now, obviously, this made no sense. They said that they felt like all the blood drained from them. They felt sick to their stomachs. They actually had to sit down because they felt like they were going to pass out. And that was when Derek was like, this is crazy. I'm calling the vet back. Derek calls the vet. And when they mention their file, the vet proceeds to tell them that they're due for some shots, but nothing about what had just happened. They asked them, when was the last time we were in? And they proceeded to tell them, and it was quite a while back. So how on earth did they all witness the dog getting hit by a car, taking it to the vet, and yet simultaneously returning home to their very much alive, healthy, well dog? Now, I mean, if there's going to be a glitch in the matrix and something bad's going to happen to me, I would really hope it's that one that I get. Like, I would pray to see that happen. But how can this be happening? And as Leah and Derek are sharing their experiences, you guys, so many people are coming forward saying that these portals are opening everywhere in the world, that there are so many more portals being opened in homes, outside, and some people are going in and out of them. But what's even more fascinating is when they started diving into this and talking about it, their child Logan ended up chiming in, saying that they had been doing research into this exact thing and have been hoping to open a portal. So it makes me wonder, had they in fact opened up a portal without realizing, and somehow their worlds are combining with a parallel reality to theirs? Leah even mentioned at one point that one day her couch was a completely different shade. It was a dark navy blue when her couch was a light blue instead of a dark navy blue. But yet the next morning when she woke up, her couch was back to normal. Leah says that she would think that she was going absolutely crazy if it wasn't for the fact that they're all experiencing this, not just her. All three of them are. And this is just continuing to happen and happen. So I want to know from you guys, what do you think about what's happening in our world? Do you think it's time we wake up? Do you believe that these portals are being opened? Or do you think it's just a shifting in timelines? Or do you think that maybe they're going crazy? Totally up to you. Let me know down in the comment section below. But it is very obvious that something very, very strange is happening. And I think it's time that we all wake up to the fact we truly are spiritual beings having an earthly experience. And things are not always as they seem. Once again, I would just absolutely love to thank June's Journey for sponsoring today's video. Download June's Journey for free today by clicking the link at the very top of my description or by scanning my QR code on screen. I really hope that you guys love June's Journey just as much as I do. And thank you so much to June's Journey for sponsoring. If you guys are new to my channel or you are just not yet subscribed but you enjoy my content, I would appreciate it more than you would ever know if you would go ahead and click that subscribe button. And please give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Remember, my loves, do all things with kindness. And until next time, I love you. Bye, guys.